Hi, welcome to a new video. What we're going to do today is a template. We all need them to make sure our hair systems fit nice and snugly on our balding patch. So what I've got here is a mannequin head, obviously, just with traditionally where you'd expect the bald patches to be for most guys, around here. Okay, it's very crude, we know that, but this is just for demonstration purposes. What we're going to need in order to make a template is a pair of scissors, cling film, sellotape, and a marker. Right, so first thing we're going to do in order to make the template is get our cling film off. Easier said than done. With the cling film, you need it to be able to go over the head, over your chin. Okay, I'll explain why in a second. Just trust me on this one. Right, so we've got our cling film. What we're going to do is drape it over your head. If you've got somebody to help you, that would be great. Make sure that it covers the front and the back area of your scalp. And like I said, it comes underneath your chin. The reason it needs to come under your chin is if you're doing this on your own, you're going to need to tie these little bits together like so, because we need this nice and tight on your head. It's got to match all the contours of your skull. Okay, so if you're on your own doing this, get it, put it tight. You can see all I've done is just literally bunched it up, squeezed it down, and then we just tie it underneath. Just tie it underneath like so. So this matches perfectly all of the contours of our head. Now that's really important for the factory, because what they're going to do is this is custom made, so they need to know the shape of your skull, and they will make your hair system to perfectly match that, so it doesn't have any creases. It's lovely and comfortable. Obviously, if you've got somebody who can help you and you're not doing it on your own, you don't need to tie it underneath. They can literally just hold it for you like this. Make sure it's all contoured, just so you can see on the back, look, and the front. And what you will do is you will hold on to it nice and tight whilst they carry out the next step, which is making the actual template itself. Okay, so the next part we're going to do now is work out the front hairline. Now, it's not as simple as just putting a straight line across. That looks completely unnatural. What we need to do is figure out exactly where your individual hairline is and where it starts. So you'll see mine is here. So if I drew a line straight across there, it's going to look ridiculous. Whereas mine starts here, it comes back, so it's not a straight line. It will come in and it will curve around there to meet it. So on here, like I said, we've got kind of a demonstration as to where the main hairline is, and you'll see the curve, which is represented like kind of by this bit. And then what we need to do is use that as a guide to come round and actually curve our hairline into it. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to figure out where our starting point is for the centre, okay, to match our hairlines. Now, what you need to do is you have to wrinkle your head, all right? So these wrinkles here, where they stop, that's where your hairline is going to start. You can't do it lower, however much you want to, because if you do it lower, it's going to sit on the wrinkles and it's just going to look ridiculous. So you have to wrinkle your head like that, find where the line is, and at that point, so say the wrinkles on this one wrinkled up and the wrinkles end here, that is where you have to mark it, okay, just there. So that will be the very center and the top of the wrinkle. So it's not on the wrinkle, it's just behind it. Now we've got our center point. What we can do now is we can slowly start to move our pen to blend it into the side of the hairline. Okay, so if your hairline is quite well forward, so I'm fortunate in the fact that my hair is quite far forward. If it started back here, we'll just do a little bit different on there. But if it's forward like this, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of sweep this round so it's not Like I said, it's not a straight line here. It's just going to turn and it's going to meet where that center point is there. Okay. All right. So all we've done is we've got our center point by wrinkling up our head, going just behind the wrinkles. That's our center point on our head, and then you just draw it round the sides. Okay. Now, obviously, if you're doing this on your own, it's a little bit more tricky, because what you're going to need to do is have a mirror in one hand and a pen in the other. It is tricky, but you will get there. Trust me, I've done it. It is easier if you've got somebody to help you. Okay. Anyway, that's it. If for example your hairline didn't start here and it started, say, about here, you won't want to do a curve like this because it will look unnatural. So say your side hair was back here. What you really want to do is same center point here, but instead of such a tight angle there, you're gonna come round more like this. All right, because if you had a hairline here and everything was back there, it just wouldn't look right. So you have to move it back a little bit with the contours of your own head. Okay, so that would then come round again, more like that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But we'll use this line here, this first line here. Okay, so remember, side of your head, this is your natural hairline on the side. You've got your front point, you're just going to gently curve it round to there, back from the wrinkle. Once you've done this line here, what you're going to do is carry on round your hairline. So we've got this bit here, you're just going to carry on going around your own hairline, marking it round on the cling film like this as you go round all the way like so. Okay, so you're going to follow your own bold patch, or whoever's doing it for you is going to follow it for you. You're going to come round and it will then draw round to your bit. Remember, we're using this front line, not this back line. It could be that instead of this larger area, you've only got a smaller area. So for example, if we were doing this front bit here, yours may only come, say, to here, like this, your bold area. Okay, but what I would do is I would still follow it round the back, because it will eventually go. So what I have on mine is I have a bold patch here, and this is thinning. Okay, so what has to happen is mine is shaved, my head, all the way around to the back, so where the bold patch ends here, so all is shaved, and my system fits on top. So even though you may have a good bit of hair here and it's thin in here, you'll still need to draw your line all the way around. Okay, get that full look. Okay, next part is using the sellotape. Forget this crude bit I did here. We're going to concentrate on this first bit around the front. Okay, I know it's not the neatest. I just tied it up a little bit. Trying to film and do this is tricky. Okay, next bit, sellotape, and then all we do is we need to go all the way over the sides. Okay, so get a decent bit like this over the front, so you're going over your marked line, push it down, don't have to be silly tight, like that, and then we're going to repeat that all the way over, overlapping our template. Okay, now like I said, this is a lot easier if there's two of you doing it. I don't know whether you can see, but the sellotape's gone over this first bit and around the sides, so it's over here. The second bit's gone over that as well. It's down. I appreciate it can be difficult to see in the light, but this is the one we're using, and it's coming down here. Right, I'll carry on with this. Now we've got it all taped, what we're going to do is make a centre mark. So where your nose is, go up, that's going to be your centre point. Okay, so for example on this one, obviously it's easy because I've got a mannequin here. Straight up from the nose, straight in the middle, that's our centre line, just there. So that runs straight down in line with the nose. Okay, let's talk grey. Now, if like me, you've got a lot of grey on the sides or a little bit of grey on the sides and on the top, we need to make sure that your system reflects where that grey is to make sure that we've got it spot on for you. So within your template, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start making some marks just around the edges so we can figure out where your grey is, and you're going to send some pictures along with your template. You can send them on the phones, no problem at all, but we need to figure out where the majority of the grey is, and that's how we will then work out what percentage to put in. So 5, 10, 15, 20, I think I'm up to 40, 45% now, but it's because I'm getting old. But just remember, this is only if you've got grey, okay? If you're lucky enough to have full colour in your hair, then you haven't got to worry about this little bit. So what we need to do is, on the sides, we're going to put 2 semicircles. So where your hairline is, so if this front one we were using, we'll start here. If it's this one and it's receding a bit further, we'll go back. But if it's here, what we're going to do is we're going to put kind of like a semicircle there. Then another one kind of here. Same on the other side. So, and then one at the back. Okay. That one at the back's probably a bit big. I'll make these a little bit bigger on the sides, like this and like this. I don't know whether you can see, so it's a bit messy. What colour I'm in. Like so. There we go. It's just so I've got an indication as to where your grey percentages sit, because they're not the same throughout the hairline. Like I said, I've got more on the sides than necessarily the back. So we're then going to figure out with your picture and these zones where your grey percentage is going to fit best. So it could be 10% here, it may be 20% here, it may be 10% back here again. Okay. Now, when you're at this stage, so if you've got any grey, like I said, put your little semicircles just over, 2 on the sides, 1 on the back, each side. I'll work out what grey percentage you need, but I need those pictures from you first of all, with your hairline on the sides, and then we can figure out what's going to look best as well going through the middle for you. Once you're at this stage, what we can do is take this off. There we go. Just peel off your head like so. There we go, and that is technically your template. I say technically your template, it is your template, but you need to do a bit of tidying up first of all, because there's no point trying to send it to me like this. So what we need is, or rather what I need, is for you to start trimming this. So you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're going to take it up to your line, your black line around the edge, and you're going to carefully trim that for me. Okay, so you're going to follow that round, so just go careful with it, don't go over the black lines, just trim it. You're better off, what I do on mine is I go slightly outside the black lines to start off with, and then I can go back over it in a minute. Okay. And that there is your actual template. So this is our black line here. So now I can start trimming it to getting it more contoured with that. Okay. go through like so. Give that a bit of a trim. Just being careful not to go over the black lines. If you do go over the black lines, okay, it's not the end of the world. But just go as careful as you can, okay? The lace does have some stretch in it when we get the systems. So, there we go, that's your system template. So if I put this back up now, you'll see if I put this on top, remember we've got this central line here, that's going to line up with your nose, and you'll see it fits on top. There's a line, fits on top just about there. Around the sides, okay? Okay, so one more thing I'm going to need you to do is pop your template back on your head, okay? I'm going to need a picture of you with the template on. Don't forget you need to match up your centre line with your nose, okay? I need a picture from the front, I need a picture from the top, I need a picture from each side and the back. That way, when I've got those pictures, I can see whether the template is going to be fit for purpose or not before you send it to me, okay? So it's important you let me have those pictures, and if there's any problems I can let you know, because there's nothing worse than if you've done a template and then you've got it and you're thinking, oh, maybe it's not going to fit. It just gives you that peace of mind. So put it back on, take your pictures, send me the pictures. I can then say, yes, it's great, send me the template, or no, redo another one and give it a second go, okay?